Nigerian scene. On Wednesday, we had the commissioning of the remodeled Lekon Salami Sports Complex here in Ibadan. Well, facilities very, very good, I should say. Great. Some of the things we saw impressive, except for the pitch that was what's going on? Except for the pitch that was a snag, for all that we saw. But we cannot take away the fact that some of the facilities was absolutely top notch at the track. And of course, we're having the coach of the Shooting Star Sports Club of Ibadan, Coach Edith Agoye, join us on World Sport this afternoon to talk about returning to that ground for the first time in over a year, and also preparing for the NNL Super 8. We'll talk about that today. And lots of football stories, lots of tennis stories, Paralympics coming to an end, athletics, a lot of things to go around today on World Sport on Splash 105.5 FM. Welcome to the show. My name is Blessing Fowowe. Shout out to Boss Clev for starting up with the energy in the studio this afternoon. I mean, it brought the heat, and we're just going to continue in that flow. It's a full house, and my friends are here together. We're doing this until 2 p.m. Keeping your company with the latest in the world of sports. Let me start off with the coach, Tunde Adebaju. I mean, today was giving me some funny face while I was making the introduction. Today is great to see you. Good afternoon, welcome.
Good afternoon, Blessing. Good afternoon, guys at home. Good afternoon, guys in the studio. It's great to be here once again to talk sport.
Great to have you. Well, remember, we are streaming live on Facebook this afternoon. You can find us on Facebook. If you're not a friend of ours, just go on Facebook, search for Splash 105.5 FM Ibadan. Click the like button, and of course, you see us live in the studio this afternoon. It's a full house. Everybody here to talk sport. Faith Adedeji attacking from the midfield today. It's great to see you.
Good afternoon, Blessing. Good afternoon, Ayobami. Well, good afternoon to Tunde as well. Tunde has been able to cut that figure of someone that likes to be a super sub, but then he decided
starting berth.
Yeah, he decided to get a starting berth this time around. Maybe I remember Javier Hernandez was also always of that opinion that I'm not a super sub. Maybe Ole Gunnar Solskjaer liked the idea of being a super sub. At some point, Olivier Giroud was also a super sub. So maybe Tunde Adebaju is trying to change the narrative as regards being a super sub. So it's
who's the greatest super sub ever in the game?
I was in the what?
In the game of football.
In the game of football. I was even thinking in the line of one particular underage competition that we went to on the 17. I think it was the African under 17.
Is it 2009? African World Cup?
Is it Yakubu Akinshola or Yusuf Akinshola? I'm trying to remember his name. Kabiru Akinshola in number 8 jersey. The man always came off the bench.
Was he?
Yes.
I think it was more of a starter.
He came off the bench. Kabiru Akinshola came off the bench.
Maybe just in the game you remember.
Not just one game. I'm going to
2007.
Not just one game. I remember it wasn't just one game.
Kabiru Akinshola was more of a starter in that tournament.
I think there was some.
It was the last game. It was the last game.
The only game he started was the game we didn't do well.
Exactly. Today you get my point. That was the only game he started. He always came off the bench. Yes.
There was a lot of pressure to start him.
And
he started the game and we didn't.
I'm going to confirm that. I remember because it was the last game of the group.
I'm trying to
he had to start and he didn't do well.
Very big like
number 8 jersey. I remember. Anyway, you heard the voice of Ayobami and Imasha on the celebrity. It's great to see you.
Yeah, it's also great to be here with you guys. I'm not really too happy with you, Blessing, and of course with Faith.
What did I do?
By the way, good afternoon to you, Coach. I think you guys noticed that Coach is actually looking good. He's some way dragging the accolade right now with Faith about being the man for the date, always looking dapper, but somehow it seems Faith can actually take the backseat on that tag, at least for today, based on the way Coach is looking.
Anyway, don't worry, we won't attack you. That's nice, fine, don't worry.
By the way, I was actually expecting you guys to give me accolades for the 3 games I dropped last week.
Bro.
Yeah, don't say bro. I wouldn't have talked about it if not for the fact that on Wednesday, Blessing had just one simple task. Predict just one correct game. He said France to win against Bosnia.
Who would have thought? Thank you.
That's to tell you that what I do on this show every Saturday is not an example. Thank you very much.
Still,
in how many games?
Thank you very much. All the odds I dropped yesterday on Sports Bank, including tennis, all came true. People made lots of money.
Still have the the European World Cup qualifiers coming up later today.
No, I didn't drop any of those.
I thought the ones that dropped yesterday.
It dropped all the games. We usually drop all our games on Fridays.
Yes.
And we repeat them
all
on
the
Saturdays.
Games were played
so what's
yesterday.
The point then if you're already dropping Friday games? I could have also gone for Friday games.
And then you'll be here, talking about the
come on, there's no fun in that. Honestly, I thought for the sake of the fact that we haven't watched sport today, you drop your weekend games on Friday, then come here to repeat them.
No, so that you give me my accolades on World Sport.
Wait till we are done with the weekend. But alas, I was here last to give you guys 3 sure games. 4 odds at the end of the day, they all came on side, and here we are, barely a week later. You guys have been able to successfully sweep that under the carpet. I won't really take any offense anymore. Here's what I'll do. I'll just henceforth start talking to my listeners alone and keep you guys away from the whole discussion.
So we can't drag
it seems
you
they are the
even when
one,
you don't get it right.
They won't drag me because they'll know just last week I still gave them odds on, Fluke. Fluke.
I mean,
did I hear someone say fluke?
Especially when you decide to predict the
Did you guys bought that? Did you guys bought that?
The AY is a tapping merchant. You stay on the goal line and kicking the ball.
Today, France to win Bosnia. Wasn't that supposed to be a tapping?
It was supposed to be a tapping.
And yet,
but who would have
now, last week I called the game Leicester to win away at Norwich. Now compare Leicester. That's because I'm quite good. I mean, I didn't expect it to be an easy walk in the park.
For the record,
but I was quite sure it was always good.
For the records, AY, after just one Wednesday, where I said the obvious game was France against Bosnia, on Thursday morning on Sports Bank, somebody dragged the message and said, somebody lost money because of me. Apparently,
that's the point.
Apparently, all the other games he picked came correct.
Except France
and Bosnia.
So that says a whole lot about the fact that it's not as easy as you guys think it is.
The bookmakers always come short sometimes. That was an anomaly. France drawing against.
That's the point. Listen, nothing is guaranteed. So if someone comes here and doesn't
say Lazio against Spezia is not guaranteed.
Oh, was it? Empoli to win away at the Old Lady Stadium, the Allianz Stadium. Did you see that coming?
But did you predict it?
Because I knew it could happen. That's why I didn't go for it.
Okay,
but I knew Roma would win. I knew Lazio would win. I knew Leicester City would win. And of course,
very obvious.
Oh, really?
Anyway,
wait for this weekend.
It is not so much about it's not so much about the club football today. It's all about the international break where we have the World Cup qualifiers going on, and of course Nigeria being in action yesterday. And back to what we talked about earlier on AY, it is Kabiru Akinshola confirmed, and that was at the Nigerian 2007.
So in what game did they come off the bench?
2000. It was the last group game. Yeah, it was.
So the previous 2 games in the group.
Yeah,
that's what I want to confirm.
No, he came off the bench in the previous 2 games.
That's
got goals.
Have you confirmed that?
Yes, confirmed.
Okay.
And then the only game where he started, we did not do well.
Yeah,
and then he returned to the bench and continued as a super sub again. And just so you know, Fatai Amao was the head coach of that team.
Yeah.
Yes, assisted by Ahmed Lawal Dankoli, assistant coach also Nnamdi Onuigbo.
Nnamdi Onuigbo?
Yes, was assistant coach. And, the goalkeeper coach was Danlami Kwasao. And the squad, I'm just looking at the squad of
Who
that
was the goalkeeper? Because Nnamdi Onuigbo is still part of the current under-17 national team.
Yes, it was the assistant coach in 2007. Yes. And I'm looking at the squad, the goalkeeper for that 2007. The goalkeeper then, I'm seeing Sunday Steven, Deni Oluwa. Was it Laide Okolanwo?
Laide Okolanwo was the goalkeeper at the World Cup.
Okay. At the World Cup.
Are you checking the scores for the World Cup or the score for the AFCON?
I was expecting Dele Ajiboye actually.
Yes, I'm trying to search for that.
2007,
I think it was the World Cup
won that
African
against Spain in the final, didn't we?
Yes, under
Coach Emitela.
Yeah, the competition I was talking about was the African Youth Championship, not even the World Cup. It was the African Youth Championship. So yes, we put that into perspective. Okay, since we're already talking about Nigeria, now how about we continue from that with the African, World Cup qualifier starting on the African continent yesterday. I had Mauritania losing at home to Zambia. They lost to Zambia. Zambia won 2-1. Tunisia defeated Equatorial Guinea 3-0. Nigeria getting a 2-0 victory over Liberia. Mozambique played a goalless draw over against Ivory Coast, and Cameroon won against Malawi 2-0. Zimbabwe played a goalless draw with South Africa. South Africa must be smarting for missing out of the African Cup of Nations and hoping to start on a good note, but they went away from home to Zimbabwe and could only manage a goalless draw. Ghana defeated Ethiopia 1-0. I'm going to take a very quick commercial break, and when I return, we're going to talk about Nigeria and Liberia. Nigeria getting their campaign for a 7th FIFA World Cup Finals appearance to a bright start with that 2-0 victory over Liberia in very difficult and wet conditions in Lagos. It rained cats and dogs in Lagos before that game, but somehow they were able to hold up. Kelechi Iheanacho scoring a brace. The senior man continued in fine form like he had been in Leicester, brought it back home to Nigeria, and was adjudged man of the match. After this break, stick around.
lẹ́ màdàmú ẹ dákun ṣé POS machine yìí ṣiṣẹ́ mo fẹ́ gba owó díẹ̀.
ó yẹ ẹ mú káàdì yín wá. kí ló wá ṣe POS machine yìí nítorí Ọlọ́run àwọn kọ́sùmọ̀ ló sì à ń bọ̀ yìí.
màdàmú ṣé ò sí nǹkan o.
ọ̀nkú kò sí nǹkan kan nẹ́tíwọ̀kì yìí ń ṣe dákúndájí látàárọ̀ ṣùgbọ́n ẹ má wọrí yóò ṣiṣẹ́ láìpẹ́.
ayégbé kì í ṣe mama ATM POS machine lẹ́ ń lò nù.
èwo tún ni mama ATM.
mama ATM POS machine fowó ránṣẹ́ lọ́nà tó rọrùn tó dájú. aṣojú iléeṣẹ́ ìfowópamọ́ tó fi ní lọ́kànbalẹ̀ téèyàn sì ti lè gbowó jáde fi owó sórí decoder GoTV DSTV àti StarTime níṣẹ́jú àyà pẹ̀lú mama ATM POS. ra research card sórí ẹ̀rọ ìbánisọ̀rọ̀ rẹ kó sì tún wo balance owó tó ní lápàṣù àwọn ilé ìfowópamọ́ tó bá ń lò. ìgbà ọ̀tún dé pẹ̀lú mama ATM POS. ọ̀gá gbogbo àwọn POS ló dé yìí o.
bó o ni mo ṣe wá fẹ́ kàn sí àwọn mama ATM.
tó o bá ní ṣọ́ọ̀bù tó sì fẹ́ fi mama ATM POS wò kàn sí ọ́fíìsì mama ATM ní nàmbà 6A ọ̀lànìyàn fagbemi street ìyàgànkù offering road Ìbàdàn. olú iléeṣẹ́ wọn wà ní suite 18 aláùsá shopping mall Ìkẹjà nílùú Èkó. 08099500554 08099500554 mama ATM POS gba owó pẹ̀lú ìrọ̀rùn.
When people complain about prices these days, I just smile. But you know what? I am able to smile because I have a trick up my sleeve. Ever since I heard about RX Go, I've been buying groceries at wholesale prices. Awesome, right? RX Go gives you access to a wide range of groceries at amazing prices. Shopping with RX Go is so convenient as you can order online or via WhatsApp and your order will be delivered to you within 30 minutes. RX Go is located in strategic locations in Ibadan. To ensure quick access to your grocery needs, you can call or message us via WhatsApp on 090-105-15756, 090-105-15756, or send us a message via info@rxall.net. Our website is www.rxalldelivered.com. Use the coupon code RXGIVE to enjoy the wholesale price. RX Go. Shop with convenience.
Car owners them with the worry say you want to repair abi maintain your car without wahala. The king don't come o. Service King Auto Servicing Company where we say them get magic hand to turn your car to brand new with their ogbonge machine plus include personnel wey sabi well. Service King na your one-stop shop for all your car needs. Body work, engine work plus include spray painting and baking with general maintenance. Na diagnosis they go first do before they go begin repair am. Auto spare part na direct from Obodo Yibo dem dey import am. Even self na inside out dem dey clean car after the repair. Service King it and that gidigba for plot 36 College Crescent, not too far from Bevy High School, Okeado, Ibadan. Dem telewire na 091-3538-0000. Website www.serviceking.ng. Service King na dem be king for motor repair.
ó dé sí ọlọ́run fanúbá mi ṣe.
oṣù mẹ́ta bíi tó ti yí gbogbo àfàdúrà àgbárí ó tó yá ní mẹ́síkà ti CAC májẹ̀mú àánú. Prọfẹ̀tà Táíwò Òjó bàbá ìsọjí orí afẹ́fẹ́ méje èsù pàṣẹ ìpàdé àdúrà 72 hours ìfọlọ́sù mẹ́ta. àkórí ti September tó máa bẹ̀rẹ̀ lọ́jọ́ Friday 10 ní Sunday 12. Mercy that breaks barriers. àánú tó mú ìdènà kúrò. ìkórìtà ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ tí wọn kì í dé nílé yín àánú fẹ́ gbé ọkọ̀ jábẹ̀. àmì òrùn àpọ̀rọ̀ sí ọlọ́run alààyè pẹ̀lú àwọn olórí ẹ̀ níbí. Pásítọ̀ J.A. Adélakùn Ayẹ́wà, Ìlàjà Akétúndé Ọlọ́run sọ bẹ́ẹ̀. Àtinúkẹ́rì májẹ̀mú. Bridget Esther Adénúbí. Kẹ́ni ológun àrà. Pẹ̀lú gòkè ìbájọ́wà. Nígbà tí Prọfẹ̀tà Táíwò Òjó bàbá ìsọjí orí afẹ́fẹ́ bá ń gba gbogbo yàrá àlejò. Bàbá ti wọnú àdúrà láago mẹ́sàn-án lọ́jọ́ Friday. Aago 5 ìdájí lọ́jọ́ Monday la máa ṣe orí ọ̀fẹ́ o. Láti Ìwó-Ròdù Ìbàdàn. Bó ti ṣe ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀ṣun. Òṣègèrè ní kẹ́ ẹ máa bọ̀. Ní Mẹ́síkà 08050275779. Ẹ̀rí ti ọ̀tà yìí ìwọ ló ní wàá gbàdúrà.
Have you been waiting for admission into the university, or do you wish to pivot to a career in information technology? I have good news for you. First BCS Diplomas.
Sounds great, but what does this mean?
The BCS Diplomas are British diploma programs in information technology, which are evaluated at the level of a UK bachelor's degree. With BCS Diplomas, you can proceed to a master's degree in IT in the UK and many universities around the world. Qualifications that open you up to a global career in information technology.
Wow! Wow. How do I register?
Get in touch with Twim Institute. Call or WhatsApp 0903 327 9205, 0903 327 9205, or visit Twim Institute behind Jericho Mall, Onireke GRA, Ibadan. Twim Institute, raising entrepreneurial minds for a global world.
Iná mọ̀nàmọ́ná a máa fúnni ní ìmọ́lẹ̀ a sì máa mú ìdẹ̀rùn wá láti wá dènà ìjàmbá iná mọ̀nàmọ́ná ojúlówó wáyà tàbí kébù ló yẹ ká fi fa iná nínú ilé lọ́fíìsì àti nínú ìlú Pure Wires and Cables ní àwọn ilé-iṣẹ́ mọ̀nàmọ́ná àti àwọn agbaṣẹ́ṣe yàn láàyò ojúlówó ni kì í bó lára kò kì í jóná àbáàdì kì í kán sínú ó sì fini lọ́kàn balẹ̀ ìdí nìyí tí Standard Organization of Nigeria fi fòun tẹ̀tẹ̀ tí Nigeria Electrical Contractors náà fi dìbò fún bí copper cable ṣe wà ní aluminium cable ń bẹ nípele lówó tí kò gún pa Pure Wires and Cables tó jẹ́ ọ̀kan lára àwọn ọmọ ẹgbẹ́ Kaman ló ṣe ojúlówó wires and cable jáde olú iléeṣẹ́ Pure Wires and Cables Limited wà ní Afrin's Compound Fort Gate number 122/132 Oṣòdì Apapa Expressway Ìyànà Ìsọlọ̀ bus stop Lagos ẹ̀rọ ìbánisọ̀rọ̀ wọn ní 080-803-03257 Pure Wires and Cables ìrọ̀rùn fi iná mọ̀nàmọ́ná.
Splash FM 105.5.
Okay, thank you for keeping it locked right here on Splash 105.5 FM. It is still World Sports and we are back on the show. Quick correction from earlier on, we're talking about the 2007 under-17 squad. It was yet led by Coach Yemi Teller, the late Coach Yemi Teller, and not Fatai Amawo. Of course, the goalkeeper Laidi Okonlawon, but Kabiru Akinshola was the name we're trying to remember. It was on that on the team on the squad to the World Cup and also a part of the under-17 African Youth Championship that won the title. That team also had Matthew Edile, Rabi Ibrahim, Macaulay Crisantos, King Osanga, Yakubu Alfa, Usman Amodu, Aziz Balogun, Kingsley Udo. I mean, these are names of players. Kingsley Udo. Oops. I mean, we can Lukman Aruno too. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. I mean, Nigeria is blessed with talent. 10. I mean, it was number 10 there, blessed with so much talent. But hey, let's talk about what happened yesterday at the Teslim Balogun Stadium, where Nigeria started off on a very good note. First off, Kelechi Iheanacho was awarded the
Man of the match.
Man of the match. Alex Iwobi was awarded MVP. So Tunde, please, as the coach, what is the difference between the man of the match and the most valuable player? Let's start with that.
Okay, so we just have to be very honest. It was all about branding for the sponsors of the team. So you couldn't say Kelechi was man of the match. Award given by this brand and also do the same by another brand. So again, it was just all about marketing, which for me is good. I honestly don't have a problem with that because we've been clamoring for sponsorship to come to our football and the corporate bodies lift up. Man of the match, MVP, whatever you want to call it. Just let's have funds coming into our football. So for me, it's not. I will pay less attention to the nomenclature. And say kudos to the boys, good game, and to the sponsors too, good one
for them. So 3 points in the bag, Faith. But was that a strong showing by the Super Eagles yesterday?
That was a typical Genoro showing. Nothing too.
What does that mean?
Nothing too glamorous, but effective
and efficient.
Get the result, and that is what you always expect from a Genoro. So as long as Roy is still in charge, you should not expect any form of excessively expansive football. Just expect you doing the basics and getting the result. So for me, I have no problem with that.
Sorry to cut you, Faith, but I guess for me, I saw a very efficient team yesterday. The passing triangles were very good, and for once you were seeing combinations. Kelechi Iwobi combination it looked threatening over the course of the game. So for me, beyond just, yes, you're right, he was a very efficient, nothing elaborate, but they looked very, very organized. The organization was very good, especially in the midfield.
In the first half.
Yes, in the first half.
The second half, the game was almost like the team was in shambles. But it was not like it was entirely bad. I have no problem with that kind of performance. The thing for me is get the result, get the 3 points on board, get the ticket to the World Cup, and then we'll take it off from there. So it was a good game, all importantly for us. And, good one for Kelechi Iheanacho, continuing with that current form that we've been seeing. I don't know if we even still say it's current, but because that form is seeming like it's come to stay now, that is the new Kelechi Iheanacho. Well, maybe he's struggling to get game time over there at Leicester City with the return of some of their players, but whenever Kelechi is on the pitch, he's always doing the magic. We saw him, especially that second goal. Even the first goal, quick thinking. He saw the goalkeeper, and then he beat him to the near post. The second goal, beautiful first touch to drop that ball, and then score it with his weak foot. So you see that he's a man in red hot form right now, and we just have to juice everything we can get from the man right now. Well, unfortunately, he wouldn't be in the second game against Cape Verde, but I also saw Alex Iwobi do his bits in that one. Wilfred Ndidi always running riot in the middle of the park, harrying and parrying opponents, getting the ball, winning it back as quickly as possible, doing those all important interceptions and all. Then we saw Ola do a very good job in right full back. Jamilu Collins very effective in left full back. The Imbo Wall also did what was expected of them. Maduka Okoye in goal also did all you'd expect. So it was a good showing for me all round, if I would say. So the most important thing is we need to take it up from there, get to the next game as well. This one will be away from home, get the 3 points as well.
Zaidu Sanusi hasn't been able to lock down that left back position because he hasn't been starting with Porto. But generally, Jamilu Collins came in. It's about taking the opportunity, wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, definitely that's the case. Especially if you are actually one that obviously has perhaps little or no doubt about your talent, but perhaps it's just really a question of whether you are being given the playing time. And I think that also has to do with a whole lot of your mental strength. We've seen players that have actually been deprived of playing time, and from there they became a shadow of themselves, and they never really made it back into where we all thought they could be, due to the fact that they were being shot away from the first team from the first 11 rather for a while. But I think so far so good, he has been able to just put up quite some decent showings, and I think he's really a good headache right now for the head coach Gonoro, because that means he's got a dependable replacement for at least the left full back position, and I'm quite sure he's got that as well for majority of all the positions we've got right there in the field of play. So I think right now you look at the squad, it is quite decent. It is very, very good, perhaps the best assembly of players we've had in recent years. And I think it's just a matter of them now being able to deliver the results. They got 2-0 victory. I heard the guy saying, yeah, that's quite efficient, but I'm not really too confident or comfortable with that. Let me use the word comfortable, because I felt Liberia were just off for the taking. The first half, we raced to a 2-goal lead. The second one could have actually added maybe 2 or 3 more. We saw what Algeria did against Teman Djibouti. Listen, this is African football. No, I'm going somewhere. This African football, you can say yes. Development of other teams is quite rapid and all that, but I actually feel with the kind of quality players we have, and also with the level of seemingly little or no oppositions or quality that the Liberians actually had yesterday, I feel we could have actually, scored a whole lot more. And that would really have helped us in terms of our confidence. Now, there is a reason why the likes of Barcelona of 2008 to 2014, the Bayern Munich of 2014 to 2018 or thereabout, the current Manchester City squad is perhaps, an array of teams that are being feared by majority of oppositions, right? The why is that is because the goals can come anywhere, and this is a team that leaves nothing in terms of actually getting the goals. So
I quite agree with you.
For such a team up for the taking, why hold back?
So, but the tricky part is this: when you have these qualifiers where the guys get to camp 3-4 days, training sessions, it becomes a bit difficult to have that kind of fluidity and all of that.
But we saw that in the first half.
I'm playing on heavy grass.
We saw that exactly. The pitch. I would have really subscribed to this.
So for me, it was all about being efficient, keep a clean slate, and get.
Do you agree that they actually dropped the tempo in the second half?
Yes.
So the whole excuse about the pitch, or maybe about
these guys have traveled down all of these.
Sunday, regardless of that, if the game was still goalless as at the end of the first half, it would be different. Exactly. So that's exactly. And what I'm simply talking about is the mentality.
As I said, it was a very efficient win. Why over exert yourself? No point. It's a qualifier, for Christ's sake.
But I just feel if you win 5-0 against Liberia, Cape Verde Islands will obviously be that would obviously win the pants of
it's a much thinner test. Definitely, Cape Verde will be a much thinner test.
Obviously, and moreover, it's an away game.
So why exert yourself?
Most of these games won't even play this fixture. But the point is, I just feel the second half we drop the tempo, and to a large extent, somewhere is actually going to affect the psyche, the momentum of the boys later on. Osimhen couldn't get a goal, but what would have been the case if he had gotten one?
But the pitch.
the pitch. They still scored 2 in the first half.
You know what? I listened to AY some minutes ago talk about how there are many options for each positions in the team, but General Troy at this moment seems to be decrying the absence of the England-based stars, as he says that for him it has to start thinking of another set of midfielders for the next game, another set of attackers, another set of defenders for the next game. Well, we'll talk about that, but we need to take a break now to join up with our partners at the BBC for the BBC Minutes. When we return, we'll listen to the voice of Coach General Troy giving his reaction to the victory over Liberia yesterday.
Splash FM 105.5.
With BBC Minute.
Facebook's apologised after its automated software mistook black men in a video as primates.
The social network called it clearly unacceptable and has disabled the feature. Civil rights activists have complained about racial bias in artificial intelligence systems.
To New Zealand next. Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern promised to rush through new anti-terror laws. It's after Friday's mass stabbing in a supermarket by a known extremist.
Kimi Räikkönen is trending. The Formula One star has tested positive for COVID-19. He'll now miss this weekend's Dutch Grand Prix. He's isolating in his hotel.
History's been made at the Paralympics. The first ever para-badminton gold's been awarded. Congrats to Malaysia's Shia Liak Ho, who won.
And a famous Singapore restaurant known for offering the cheapest Michelin-starred meal has lost its star in the new edition of the Food Bible.
Yeah, Hawker Chan became famous for its soy sauce chicken noodle dish that cost $2.50.
It had been award-winning since 2016.
11.29G. I love Hawker food.
BBC Minute.
Quick, charge at 240.
Hot news, cool vibes, sports, and more on the Integrity Station.
Splash FM 105.5.
The job has been done. We had to win our first game at home, and we didn't want to concede a goal also to show that now we are stable behind, and at the 4 or 5 times now we didn't concede a goal. So that's a very good thing. We knew that some of our players had to leave after this match, and they had to do well before leaving. They cannot go to Cape Verde like you know. We scored our 2 goals in the first half already, so we were calm, and we could in the second half play our good football without scoring a goal, but it was for moments was a very good football in difficult conditions, because after the heavy raining the pitch was not easy to play for the 2 teams, but we could adapt on these circumstances and made this victory, which is very important to start this World Cup qualifiers. Yeah, the 9 players are leaving. It's all a team, so there will be another team. It's not easy to build another team in only 2 days and to play on a synthetic pitch. It's the other side of the extreme situation. We are coming from a very heavy grass after the raining to a dry synthetic pitch. So other conditions, another team. We have to build another defense, another midfield. We will leave also the goal scorer, Kelechi, he leaves. So yeah, it will not be easy. It's a challenge for the staff and for the players, but we have to show our solidarity, and the players who are coming in now. See, we will be 20 players to go to Cape Verde, so we will be able to make a good team. We have to manage this situation without searching alibis if it's not going well, and I'm believing that our team is able to bring another good performance, even if you know that it's more difficult than the game today.
Okay, welcome back from that break. There you heard the voice of the coach of the Super Eagles of Nigeria, General Troy, talking about how, they have to build a completely new midfield, a new defense, a new attack for the game against Cape Verde, and also stressing out the fact that they'll be playing under different conditions at Cape Verde, talking of playing on synthetic pitch, how he feels that could also impact the game. But he says it's a challenge that they are willing to go all the way for. But I'm wondering, for a coach of a status, Tunde, by now you should have at least 1, 2, 3 teams backed up somewhere in your mind, and okay, if I'm not having this first 11, this is what my second 11 will be like, this is what my third string of team will be like, without having to start building all over within space of 2 days.
But it's tough, and I'll tell you why. In a jam-packed calendar that we have currently, remember all of these games should have been concluded even before now. So where's the time for you to even forge? So yes, to your point, you can have those guys in your head to say, I can call up this guy, I can call up this guy, but to have that effectiveness in terms of training time and all of that, they won't have that. But it won't be an excuse. I was just telling the guys that the Ivorians, most of the key guys were not even in the squad for yesterday's game. They went away, drew 0-0. Was that the best? No, but hey, we're living in unique times because of the pandemic, and we just have to face that. About 6 or 7 players will be missing from yesterday's game at Cape Verde. Tough, a huge call for any manager, especially your 2 centre-back pair will not be there. The midfield pair will not be there. Kelechi, who got the 2 goals, and Iwobi, the combination that even got you the 2 goals will not be available for Cape Verde. But yes, in your head, you can have those names that you would like to. And again, maybe this is probably where you would have appreciated if you have the option of home-based players well infused into the team. Even if you're not going to travel with them, but if you had been training with these guys, maybe it could have just been a good option, a plan B for him. Remember, we used to have the home-based Super Eagles, but Raw was never a big fan of those guys. So maybe now it might give him a rethink.
But the whole efficiency thing I'm also thinking of is from the angle of the time frame. Fine, it's obviously going to be a huge task for him. Like you said, 6 of the first 11 starters yesterday will not be available for this game against Cape Verde Alliance. But the good news is that the camp opened on Monday. Obviously, majority of the boys arrived Monday, Tuesday. So even if you didn't play yesterday, at least you've been training with the squad at least for the last 4 or 5 days. So it's not a case of you just coming in and of course you have just barely 2 or 3 days to quickly just assemble a team and all that. So I think that's another advantage I think really would come in. And moreover, most of the players that could eventually step in and replace these guys are not just newbies. Let's look at the centre back pair. Meros obviously has been a mainstay for over 3-4 years in the Super Eagles fold. In the absence of what's his name, Ndidi, I'm thinking of what's his name, Frank Oyeka. Oyeka is also going to Brentford. Shehu Abdullahi can actually play in the defensive midfield. We've got Moses Simon. We've got the other winger as well from the French League on. Samuel Kalu as well also came off the bench yesterday. Ahmed Musa is somewhere. Listen, I'm just saying basically these are not entirely strange names. They are names that have already been in fold as well for 2, 3, 4 years. So it's just a case of the lads that actually established that team chemistry that helped us yesterday will not be available yet, but alas, we still got some really decent replacement for them away as Cape Verde Islands.
Okay, so these are the players that will leave camp today: Wilfred Ndidi, Kelechi Iheanacho, Alex Iwobi, Ogene Karoe Tebo, William Troost Ekong, Joe Aribo, and Leon Balogun. These players will not be available for Cape Verde. It's all because Frank Oyeka, yes. It's all because of the COVID-19 rules there in the UK. Cape Verde is on the red list of the UK in terms of COVID-19, and so it means that if they go to Cape Verde, they will have to quarantine and then miss playing for their teams this weekend. Which that's why UK kicked against. If you go to play, it means that you are not going to be available for your team this week. That's why Premier League
10 days.
10 days quarantine period. So that's why they kicked it off against that. But maybe on Tuesday or before Tuesday, we'll have time to talk about what Cape Verde and Nigeria should look like, especially for Nigeria, because we want to continue in the way that we've started for the World Cup qualifiers. But we're going to leave the World Cup qualifiers for a bit to come home to Nigeria. Talk about the NPFL. I'm talking of the local league now, where it is expected that Enyimba will appoint or announce the appointment of ex-Nigerian international George Finidi as the team's technical advisor. He will replace Fatai Osho, who led the Aba Elephants to a second-place finish in the recently concluded 2020-2021 season of the NPFL. And, Enyimba, they have won more titles and more NPFL honours, the Champions League titles and NPFL honours than every other Nigerian team. But, of course, they're looking to count on the expertise of this man, who was among the first Nigerians to achieve success in Europe. And Finidi retired from football in 2004, and he has since pursued his dreams of being a coach by acquiring a UEFA B license. He was appointed director of international football at Real Betis, I think, in 2010. But the question for me is, what exactly is Finidi going to bring to Enyimba?
Well, he will bring that European expertise. He will bring the fact that he's been there around European clubs, just like you just mentioned. I was about saying that he was with Real Betis. He has been able to understand.
I think it was also one time there youth.
He was also in their youth setup at a point in time. So he has been able to gather, experience. Is the experience enough? That is left to be seen, because we'll see that we've seen it with a coach like Arteta, that the experience he gathered, probably was not enough when he came to full-scale managerial position. But for Finidi George, we want to see some of our ex-internationals, arguably one of the best players we've ever had to play as a right winger or as a winger. There was a season, or there was a year, it was more or less the best number 7 in the world. So you understand that this is someone that played football to that very peak, got the best out of his footballing career. Now it's time for him to take it a notch higher. Now he's coming to Enyimba, and this is a club side with enough resources. He will be coming to Enyimba, and he will tell them, I need so player, and he trusts Enyimba. They will go into the transfer market to get those players for him. And then you also understand that Enyimba, they understand the league, the setup of Enyimba, talking about their chairman and all, they understand the league. So he will also come in from that angle for those who understand what I'm talking about. So I think it's a good one for Finidi George.
Iconic number 7 also.
Iconic number 7. But I'm looking at Fatai Oshaw's stats here. He coached 67 games. He won 33, drew 17, lost 17. His win percentage was about 49% thereabout. But should he have been given more time? Is that record not good enough to have him continue?
No, it's not. If you manage arguably Nigeria's most settled club in terms of finance, you hardly hear of payment issues with Enyimba. They always look very organized compared to other clubs. I think you should do better than that. For me, I see no reason why that squad shouldn't have won the league. 49% win ratio with Enyimba, for me, I think it's poor, and it speaks to the ambition of Enyimba when you can go out there and grab a manager of Finidi's influence. You remember, he was somebody who played in the Nigerian league. He played with Nwanyan National, a very, very successful playing career there before moving to Ajax Amsterdam. He was also he played in the Premier League with Ipswich Town. So again, for what Finidi will be bringing to that team, it goes beyond just on the field effect. This is somebody that the boys can look up to and say, you know what? And also a very close friend to Louis van Gaal, Mark Overmars, because those were his playing mates with Ajax. So again, if you're looking to go abroad as a player, this is the kind of manager that can help you. He's got the contact abroad. So for me, I think it's just speaking to the ambition of Enyimba. If I have a Osho and Finidi anytime, any day, Finidi will get my nod. Speaking to the ambition of Enyimba, but I want to speak to the ambition of Finidi George here. This man has been mooted, in times past, being interested with the national team job. I think at some point it was branded along. Was it Super Eagles or the under 20 or the under 17? Under 17. And then, some people of the opinion that, okay, why don't you start with the MPFL, start with the club? Enyimba as a starting point.
Yeah, makes a whole lot of sense for him, even for his resume. I mean, like Tunde said just a few minutes ago, Enyimba and arguably are actually the most settled club in Nigeria. Mm-hmm. So if you really want to kickstart your coaching career, and of course you belong to the caliber of Finidi George's resume, his expertise and exposure, I think Enyimba happens to also offer you the best opportunity. And even from what I'm hearing from inside source rather, they just don't want to hire him and just throw him into the mix. I mean, they want to provide a bit of soft landing for him by also hiring a seasoned assistant coach from the MPFL.
But should they appoint, or he should appoint that? Sorry to cut you. I get frustrated when I hear coaches not having a team of their own.
I understand, but then Enyimba's case is entirely different from. I mean, it's entirely opposite of what you just said. You're even talking about possibly if he comes on board, he can of course sign players that he wants. That's not the case at Enyimba. Enyimba's situation is always about them setting up the team and then bringing in in fact, as a matter of fact, they've made about 3 or 4 signings already
without the coach,
without even a manager, without even a coach. Mm-hmm. So that's always been the case at Enyimba, and perhaps that also explains why, for me, I could even a bit understand. I mean, I disagree rather with the sack of Fatai Osho for me, because you look at the caliber of players he had to work with, arguably, I mean, highest of names right there on paper, but this last just didn't deliver. ideally as you'd
that's on him.
You can argue that, but then he didn't sign these players. So if you had actually given him the room to sign the players he wanted, so maybe it would have been a different ballgame.
But that has always been the model in
But for Finidi,
that has always been the model in Enyimba.
Exactly. But,
yes, which works.
But it doesn't usually work with everybody. That's the point I'm trying to make. It could have worked for Usman Abdallah, Paul Aibogo, but then Fatai Osho's approach could have been entirely different. Perhaps his own tactics is perhaps just quite strained towards just a rigid kind of players. And of course, he couldn't get those kind of players in. But for Finidi George, back to him, good job right there for him. We were here just about a year ago there about talking about him possibly being hired for the under-17, but we also were able to quickly just knock back the idea because he hasn't really been tested in Nigerian waters exactly as a coach. So this would obviously give us a bit of ideology as regards what he can offer. We've seen Austin Iguavon with previous or with former.
Which failed.
Did he fail? I wouldn't say he failed. I wouldn't say that.
I think he won Nations Cup bronze.
No.
I mean, with the league.
I wouldn't even say he failed.
But the funding, he had a bit of funding issues with his squad.
In fact, most of the clubs he worked with, he had to resign.
Yes, exactly.
Because the environment wasn't sane, in quotes, enough. Okay. So for Finidi George, that's why I'm quite happy for him. Yeah. Because he's working with Enyimba, arguably the best setup right now in terms of a club football in Nigeria. And of course, we're working with at least a seasoned assistant coach rather who has traveled far and wide in Nigerian football as well, that can possibly just give him 1 or 2 tips on how to run things and all.
That could also backfire.
Do we have a name from the inside source yet?
Yes, but I might permitted to release the name because what I'm hearing is Caleb Esu, but it's not confirmed yet.
Okay.
He was formerly the Gorand FC head coach, but we need to actually get confirmation of that.
Indeed, we do. I want us to rush real quick because we have to take time out to listen to the interview we had with Coach Eddie Tagoye, and that will lead me straight to the NNL. We're talking about the MPFL. We're also looking at promotion into the MPFL for next season. And the MPFL is starting in October.
I don't know. Don't give a date, Blessing. Blessing.
The last report I had was October.
Have they released a statement?
It is not official.
So don't drop a date,
I agree. But listen, tentatively, because I've seen press release from clubs saying how they return to camp.
LMC released a statement.
LMC has not. That's why I'm saying EY that reports, according to reports, and even teams are already calling back their players to come to camp and start
even
preparing.
After releasing the statement, until they kick the ball. We've seen this before with experience.
Okay, so I'm talking about the NNL, the NNL playoffs, which is starting in the new week. That's next week. I think 6th or 7th of September. It is starting this new week. And of course, Shooting Stars of Ibadan are in action for the Super 8, hoping to punch the tickets to get back into the MPFL for the first time in 4 years. Is it 4 years or 3 years?
2016.
Since 2016. That's about 5 years. Oh, that's a long time. Okay, so, but during the course of the week, they played at Lagos Salami Stadium for the first time in over a year. And, the feeling to be back home, especially for, not just for the players, but also for fans, getting to see the Shooting Stars playing at the Lagos Salami Stadium, that feeling definitely would be indescribable. But we had a chat with the coach of Shooting Stars Sports Club of Ibadan, Coach Eddie Tagoye, about, what it felt like, being back at the LSS, preparations for the NNL playoff itself. We're supposed to have him live on this show today, but right now they are en route Enugu, the venue of the NNL playoffs, and we thought that, network could be a problem, so we decided to record this interview and so that we can play it here today. So this is Eddie Tagoye talking to us about what the playoffs will be looking like for the Shooting Stars.
So we have Coach Eddie Tagoye here on World Sports, and we are asking him about Shooting Stars and the preparation for the NNL Super 8. They are seeking promotion into the NPFL, and trust me, this is one of the most important part of the season for them if they are to gain promotion. So, Coach, it is great to have you join us on World Sports this afternoon. First question here for me. It was nice seeing Shooting Stars back at the Lagos Salami Stadium after about over a year away. Now, can you describe the feeling of playing on that ground again?
Yes, thank you very much for having me with you. I'm really grateful to be here with you. To the question, we are very, very happy to be back at our stomping ground, to be back at our fortress, the Lagos Salami Stadium. We've missed the stadium a lot while we were away because the stadium was under construction. it was a very great feeling to be back at the stadium on Wednesday for the first time after over a year. And we're also very happy that we had a wonderful game, a wonderful performance, and a wonderful result against a very strong side from Slovenia. And I think the reception from the fans was a fantastic one as well. It was like a great homecoming, and we are very delighted with how everything went. We can only hope that when the season starts, we'll be able to start on to the league on our stadium.
How would you describe the friendly against the Slovenia club, NK Tabor?
Yes, the friendly game against Tabor Cizana from Slovenia was a very good one for us in all fronts. First and foremost, it was an opportunity for us to play after a very long time at our stadium. And secondly, it was an opportunity to bring a foreign team to Nigeria after a very long time. And it was an opportunity for our players to be exposed to different tactics, a team from a different culture from Europe, and we are able to assess our players, the level of their fitness and level of their preparation towards the upcoming playoff. And so far so good. We are very satisfied with what we've seen. The result was fantastic. The performance individually and collectively was top notch, and we know that definitely our players must have learned one or two things from the opponent, despite the fact that we defeated them overwhelmingly. But still, we have some things to pick from them going forward. And at the end of the day, I think the objective of the friendly game has been achieved.
Okay, so after that game, are there injury concerns that should get fans worried ahead of the Super 8 in Enugu?
Yes, as it stands today, I can assure you and our numerous fans that we have the full complement of the team. Well, we don't have injury concerns. Nobody is sick. Nobody is injured. Everybody is ready to give his best for the club, to defend the color of the club in Enugu against any opposition that we might encounter. And because of this, we are really, really happy for the fact that we can go into the tournament 100% complete. And by the grace of God, we will be able to do our best and achieve the ambition that is to bring the club back to the Premier League.
What's the preparatory level of the team for the playoff itself?
Yes, talking about the level of preparation of the team, I think if we want to look at it from the four corners of football, talk about the technical aspect, talk about the physical aspect, the tactical aspect, as well as the psychological aspect, I think we are top notch. We are balanced in every aspect. And if we allow to talk about the social aspect of the club as well, I think everything is well. The players are well motivated. Salaries are being paid on time. Bonuses are being paid on time. Every entitlement of every player has been paid up to date. And because of this, I think we are good to go. We are very ready. We are prepared. We cannot wait enough for the tournament to start in Enugu.
Okay, Coach, final question here. This is 3SC's third consecutive berth in the playoff. What are you doing differently to ensure that this time around we have promotion to the NPFL?
So we'll be going to the playoff for the third time in 4 years. And it's on record that the first two editions we couldn't get promoted. And I think we've learned our lessons from that. We are much more experienced, much more improved as a team, despite the fact that we couldn't promote earlier. And I think we know where we made mistakes in those periods, and we know that we've taken a lot of that on board, and correction have been made here and there. And we can only assure that when we get to Enugu, you will see a team that is experienced, a team that is ready, a team that is ambitious, a team that wants to claim its rightful place in Nigerian football. And by the grace of God, it will come to pass, and 3SC will be returned back to the NPFL.
Okay, thank you for sticking around, joining us right here on Splash FM for World Sport, and to everyone streaming live on Facebook, we see you. Thank you very much. You can still join us on Facebook as well, Splash FM 1055 Ibadan. That is where you find us. We're streaming live on Facebook this afternoon, and that was the voice of Coach Edith Agoye, the coach of Shooting Star Sports Club of Ibadan. Right now, as we speak, the team are on their way to Enugu, the venue of the NNL Super 8. It's the playoffs. They're hoping to punch their tickets to return to the MPFL. I mean, after what we have seen with the remodeling of the Lake Salami Stadium, it will be a disservice if we do not get to see MPFL football back on that surface next season. Feromi Adeboyega is joining us right now. Feromi, it's good to see you. Good afternoon.
Yeah, always good to be here. Blessing to the guests in the studio. Good afternoon. And of course, to our wonderful listener, always good to be back to talk to
real quick, let's talk about the NNL Shooting Stars, the MPFL, the hopes of getting back, promotion, and of course the stadium.
Yeah, definitely. I think this is the time that everybody has actually been waiting for at this point in time, talking about Shooting Star Sports Club. They've been able to do first half of the job during the course of the season by staying consistent and picking up that ticket to qualify for the Super 8. But at this point in time, they must actually complete what they actually started. And, all things being equal, I think now Shooting Stars should be able to do that. Judging by the kind of quality these guys have, judging by how they actually played during the course of the regular season right there in the National League, I think everything is actually setting right, for Shooting Stars to make sure they actually qualify at this point in time. They've got rivals like likes of Benda Insurance, Ekiti, and of course, I think Remo Stars as well in there to actually compete with. But I still feel, with what Edith Agoye has built so far and with what they have in terms of quality, I still think they should be able to get all the needed tickets, because it will be so unfair at the end of the day with what they've been able to do and how this is going for the stadium. They will not be able to qualify to the Nigerian Professional Football League coming next season. So I think Edith Agoye and the boys, they have their work cut out at this point in time to make sure that they successfully complete what they've actually started with right there in Shooting Stars. Okay, we're hoping that they will complete that which they have started with Shooting Stars, and that next season we're talking about Shooting Stars back in the MPFL and MPFL at the Lake Salami Stadium. Hopefully that pitch would have been fixed as well. We need to go on a very quick commercial break right now. When we return, we'll talk about other sporting stories, and we're hoping to talk about basketball and also have somebody who will be talking to us about Afro Basket, D Tigers, and what was a shambolic outing in Rwanda, Kigali. After this commercial break, it is still World Sport.
My people, better don land. Make una come see ogbonge cable wey dem manufacture for Obodo, Nigeria. Na PureChem cables. PureChem cables na correct electrical cable wey dey reliable, dependable, and the people wey dem make am call dey safety conscious. PureChem cables get original copper and aluminium cable for different sizes dem wey you fit use for electrical wiring level for anywhere. Whether na your house, abi na your office, the price nko e no dey tear pocket at all. Nationwide distribution don start. For more information, call 0808 030 3257. 0808 030 3257. PureChem Cable and Wire Limited. They have print compound, 40 gate, 122/132. Also, the Apapa Expressway, Iyano Solo Bus Stop, Lagos. PureChem Cables, Nigerian electrical contractors endorse am. SON approval. PureChem Cables. Now you be go.
When people complain about prices these days, I just smile. But you know what? I am able to smile because I have a trick up my sleeve. Ever since I heard about RX Go, I've been buying groceries at wholesale prices. Awesome, right? RX Go gives you access to a wide range of groceries at amazing prices. Shopping with RX Go is so convenient, as you can order online or via WhatsApp, and your order will be delivered to you within 30 minutes. RX Go is located in strategic locations in Ibadan. To ensure quick access to your grocery needs, you can call or message us via WhatsApp on 090-105-15756, 090-105-15756, or send us a message via info@rxall.net. Our website is www.rxalldelivered.com. Use the coupon code RXGIVE to enjoy the wholesale price. RX Go. Shop with convenience.
A school with a difference. Lead British International School, located in the tranquil area of Jericho, Ibadan, and the serene area of Grandpa, Abuja, was founded over 14 years ago.
Our mission is to equip future leaders by providing world-class educational and social experiences in a conducive learning environment with our core values of discipline, truthfulness, self-reliance, and creativity.
Our excellent school offers the best of the English and Nigerian curriculums. Lead British International School caters to the needs of children from 3 months old to 17 years. We have state-of-the-art boarding and day facilities. Entrance exams into all classes is ongoing every Thursday at the school premises located at Block 5, 7 and 8, Akiola Magistrate, Jericho, Ibadan.
Application forms are on sale at 10,000 naira. For further inquiries, contact 0808 187 5598 or 0803 384-2368.
Lead British International School, equipping future leaders.
ẹ ǹlẹ́ màdàmú ẹ dákun ṣé pos machine yìí ń ṣiṣẹ́ mo fẹ́ gba owó díẹ̀.
ó yẹ ẹ mú káàdì yín wá. kí ló wá ṣe pos machine yìí nítorí ọlọ́run àwọn kọ́sọ́mà ló sì à ń bọ̀ yìí.
màdàmú sì ò sí nǹkan.
ọ̀nkú kò sí nǹkan kan nẹ́tíwọ̀kì yìí ń ṣe dákúndájí látàárọ̀ ṣùgbọ́n ẹ má wọrí yóò ṣiṣẹ́ láìpẹ́.
ayégbé kì í ṣe mama atm pos machine lẹ́ ń lò nù.
èwo tún ni mama atm.
mama atm pos machine owó ránṣẹ́ lọ́nà tó rọrùn tó dájú. aṣojú iléeṣẹ́ ìfowópamọ́ tó fi ní lọ́kànbalẹ̀ téèyàn sì ti lè gbowó jáde fi owó sórí decoder gotv dstv àti startime níṣẹ́jú àyà pẹ̀lú mama atm pos. ra research card sórí ẹ̀rọ ìbánisọ̀rọ̀ rẹ kó sì tún wo balance owó tó ní lápàṣọ àwọn ilé ìfowópamọ́ tó bá ń lò. ìgbà ọ̀tún dé pẹ̀lú mama atm pos. ọ̀gá gbogbo àwọn pos ló dé yìí o.
bó o ni mo ṣe wá fẹ́ kàn sí àwọn mama atm.
tó o bá ní ṣọ́ọ̀bù tó sì fẹ́ fi mama atm pos wò kàn sí ọ́fíìsì mama atm ní nàmbà 6A ọ̀lànìyàn fagbemi street ìyàgànkù offering road ìbàdàn. olú iléeṣẹ́ wọn wà ní suite 18 aláùsá shopping mall ìkẹjà nílùú èkó. 0809-950-0554 0809-950-0554 mama atm pos gba owó pẹ̀lú ìrọ̀rùn.
ó dé sí ọlọ́run fanú bá mi ṣe.
oṣù mẹ́ta bíi tó ti yí gbogbo àfàdúrà agbárí ó tó yá ní mẹ́síkà ti CAC májẹ̀mú àánú. Prọfẹ̀t Táíwò Òjó bàbá ìsọjí orí afẹ́fẹ́ méje súpàṣẹ ìpàdé àdúrà 72 hours ìfọlọ́sù mẹ́ta. àkórí ti September tó máa bẹ̀rẹ̀ lọ́jọ́ Friday 10 ní Sunday 12. Mercy that breaks barriers. àánú tó mú ìdènà kúrò. ìkórìtà ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ tí wọn kì í dé nílé yín àánú fẹ́ gbé ọkọ̀ já bẹ̀. àmì òròyìn ọ̀pọ̀rọ̀ sí ọlọ́run alààyè pẹ̀lú àwọn olórí ẹ̀mí bíi Pastor J.A. Adélakùn Ayẹ́wá Ìlàjà Akétúndé Ọlọ́run sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ Àtinúkẹ́rì Májẹ̀mú Bridget Esther Adénúbí Kẹ́ni Ológun Àrà pẹ̀lú Gòkè Bájọ́wà nígbà tí Prọfẹ̀t Táíwò Òjó bàbá ìsọjí orí afẹ́fẹ́ bá ń gba gbogbo ìyàrá lẹ́jọ́ bàbá tí wọnú àdúrà láago 9 lọ́jọ́ Friday aago 5 ìdájí lọ́jọ́ Monday la máa ṣorí ọ̀fẹ́ o láti Ìwòròdú Ìbàdàn bó ti ṣe ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀ṣun ọ̀sẹ̀gẹ̀rẹ̀ ní kẹ́ máa bọ̀ ní Mẹ́síkà 08050275779 ẹ̀rí ti ọ̀tà yìí ìwọ ló ní wàá gbàdúrà.
délé ìgbà wo ló ti ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ já ẹṣin ọkọ̀ tuntun eléyìí.
ikọ́ ṣoṣo tó mọ̀ mímọ̀ náà ni.
irọ́ ni o ní mọ́tò tó ń fojoojúmọ́ gbowó lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀. báwo ló ṣe ṣe tó fọ́ dàbí tuntun báyìí.
iṣẹ́ ọwọ́ service king lórí ẹ̀.
tẹ́ bá fẹ́ sí mọ́tò ṣe kó dàbí tuntun jáde service king ní kẹgbẹ́ lọ.
bẹ́ẹ̀ni service king auto service company tó ń sọ mọ́tò di tuntun bí ìyàwó àṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ gbé èyíkéyìí ìtọ́jú ara ọkọ̀ tẹ́ fẹ́ ṣe bó bá jẹ́ mechanical bó jẹ́ body work ẹ dá gbogbo ẹ̀ dá service king. àwọn akọ́ṣẹ́mọṣẹ́ pẹ̀lú iṣẹ́ ìgbàlódé ni wọ́n fi ń sọ mọ́tò di tuntun lọ́dọ̀ wọn. onírúurú pààtì ọkọ̀ tẹ́ bá sì ń fẹ́ direct ni wọ́n kó wọlé látòkè òkun American cars Japanese cars tó fi dórí German cars. diagnosis ìyẹn àyẹ̀wò ni wọ́n kọ́kọ́ ṣe kí wọ́n tó dáwọ́lé mọ́tò rẹ̀ wọ́n mójúlẹ́jà ìgbàlódé spray painting tó fi mọ́ baking tinútẹ̀yìn ni wọ́n sì fọ mọ́tò fún gbogbo oníbàárà wọn tí wọ́n bá parí iṣẹ́. bí ọba ni service king gua c plot 36 college crescent nítòsí Bevy high school òkè àdó Ìbàdàn. ẹ̀rọ ìbánisọ̀rọ̀ 09135380000 service king ọba tó ba lórí gbogbo mọ́tò.
SCB don't go. It can't be one antiseptic go. Where they protect our family from yama infection. SCB liquid antiseptic. Oh yeah, make you take up, clean your mouth. Take and do emergency things. Now multi-purpose liquid antiseptic. Oh yeah, put them for first aid box. You fit apply to minor wounds. Papa, mama, pikin, everybody.
International Pharmaceuticals PLC, they do MCP, now the protection we every home need.
Summertime is here, and
And guess what? The Techno Summer Sales is on, and everyone's a winner. Simply buy any Techno Pop Series or Spark 7, which comes with all the Google apps you love, and get scratch cards to win cash discounts of up to 10,000 Naira and lots of free gifts. Promo runs till 10 September 2021 in selected Techno stores. Visit and follow at Techno Mobile NG on Instagram and Facebook for more information. Offer valid while stocks last. Techno Summer Sales, a summer to remember.
Splash FM 105.5.
Okay, you're welcome back from that quick commercial break. It is still World Sport right here on Splash 105.5 FM, the integrity station. Okay, we've talked so much from the World Cup qualifiers to, the MPFL, Finidi George back in the MPFL with Eimba, to the NNL playoffs, Shooting Stars, playing at the Lekon Salami Stadium for the first time in about a year. And of course, what we're expecting from them in terms of promotion. Now we want to talk about basketball, where the 2021 AfroBasket semi-finals is set for today. And as we know already, the Tigers suffered what was an embarrassing defeat to Uganda on Tuesday to crash out of the tournament. Okay, but also for Mike Brown, it was also another setback following the disappointing outing at the Tokyo Olympics, where the Tigers crashed out in the group stage after losing all three group games. And in the absence of Nigeria in the semi-finals, it is Senegal against Ivory Coast, Tunisia against Cape Verde, all of those games today. But for Nigeria, the question remains, what went wrong with this budding team? To help us answer this question, I have joining us on the phone line from Lagos right now the media officer of the Rivers Ubers Basketball Club, that's Queen Mosef. Good afternoon, Queen. It's great to have you join us on World Sport.
Yeah, good afternoon, Blessing. Thank you for having me.
Yes, so let's quickly answer these questions. First, what went wrong with the Tigers? I mean, this team it looked so exciting. It was impressive, promising. What went wrong?
Well, for those of us who don't know, it was two different teams that we put out there for the two competitions. We had a different team for the Olympics. We also had a different team for the AfroBasket. Maybe if we had had the same team that played at the Olympics for the AfroBasket, we would have gone far. Why do I say so? Because we had 8 or 9 NBA players on the team. That's one of our most talented squad ever for the D Tigers. But still, we didn't even go out of the group stage. And you want to ask questions, then what went wrong when we had NBA players playing on the teams? Almost like what we had at the World Cup. But because we didn't play like a team, we lacked experience in the team. We also lacked leadership role. Who was the leader on the team? Gabe Vincent was the captain, but was that enough? It wasn't enough, because I was expecting to see Ike Diogo play his last Olympics. Yes, it's going towards the end of his career, but one more Olympic would have done to our team. Yet you might say it's not as pasty and fast or athletic like he used to be, but we missed his leadership on the court and off the court, which was quite crucial for us. We also had something missing. We had a natural point guard missing. Ben Uzo didn't make the team. Even Ike Riobo, who we saw 2017, he came up in 2017 and he has been a very loyal member of the team. Not just loyalty, he has been a very, very good point guard, a key point guard for us. And he also didn't make the team. So that's all of it which went around. You could see all our games at the Olympics, tons of turnovers for us, aside from having the leadership and then also the experience. And then looking at our foul throws, it was like we had issues going to convert our foul throws. So, and then you look at it, the Mike Brown team, it was looking more like we are playing like the Golden State Warriors, who depend on three. We can't live and die by the three. That's just, we have to find other options, of which it was quite difficult for us. You look at our first game against Mali in the AfroBasket, we made 18 threes, which was very
impressive.
Beautiful.
Yes,
very beautiful. But can you when we met a very good side like the Ivorian side, not even the Kenyan side, because in that game we didn't play really well. We played poorly, but we were still able to grind the results. But when we played a very good team like the Ivorian side, and that was our biggest test, we fell. What now mattered was that the Ivorians were even throwing the threes on us. It was very difficult for us to even throw threes on the day. But when we apply other options, going to convert our free throws and all that, when we drive into the basket, no. Are we playing like a team? No. And the squad we put up at the AfroBasket is not as talented as the one at the Olympics. We used, like, will I say, our D or E or G team. We have talented players across the world. Let's not bring our issues on the home front. You know that, yes, our local league has not been on for a while. But you want to look across Europe, US and all that. We have a lot of talented players. So we can't just depend on not having the NBA players because the rules state they can't play two competitions the same year. And that's because the Olympics was played the following year, not in 2020. Not would have had to see them at the AfroBasket play last year and also this year. But because of the postponement of the Olympics, we couldn't have them in both competitions because all NBA players are preparing for their the preseason and all that for the new season. So we couldn't just have them. Okay. So it was two complete sides. So I think that's what's when, and also for Mike Brown, he also had his own issues too on the team.
I mean, I was just going to talk about Mike Brown now because I'm trying to compare the records of Alex Nwora and Mike Brown, and I'm wondering, should we even have brought Mike Brown into this team at all?
To me, to be very frank, Mike Brown is a good coach, no doubt about it. But I think we should have stuck with Alex Nwora. In my opinion, we should have stuck with Alex Nwora. Alex Nwora came in 2017 when we could not continue with Will Vogt. Will Vogt who won us the 2015 title. And then Alex Nwora took over the job like a month or 3 weeks before the 2017 AfroBasket. All our big guys like Farouk Aminu, Stan Okoye and the rest of them, all of them withdrew from the squad. They didn't want to play. But Alex Nwora came up with a new team, a different team. And that was how we got to know the likes of Ike Romo, Ike Rogo and the rest of the Bryant, Mbamalu and the rest of them. That's when we saw a new boys who wanted to win, were hungry to win, and they were very talented. They went all the way. Even when we didn't give them a chance, they went all the way to the finals and lost to Tunisia. So, but now Alex Nwora continued, qualified us to the World Cup with 3 games to spare, got to the World Cup, we were able to win 2 games, even though we knew that we would have done better. Every coach have their own negative and positive side, disadvantage, advantage. Yes, he also made mistakes, but I think we should have stuck with him because over time he has proved that he's a coach that knows his job, he knows how to bring talented players to the team, and he knows what to do, and he's a good manager. Although, yes, we had some issues during the World Cup with our top guys, which I felt he would have sorted out
if he had continued.
If he had continued.
Indeed.
Or even the way Mike Brown was integrated into the squad, it was like a disservice for Alex Nwora. It was like it was disrespectful on his part because for a coach who has been with you since 2017 and then yes, he has not won you laurels, but he has created a whole lot of records. And then you just brought out an NBA coach and you felt you should be the assistant or a co-coach. It doesn't work that way. And yes, people were expecting Alex Nwora to leave at that time. But you know, he also had his eye on the Olympics. Let him at least have that on his CV.
Having qualified them.
Qualified them, go on to the Olympics, and then he can now leave. And you know, when the press list was out, when the old rumors was that Alex Nwora had left, MVF came to debunk the story. But realistically, he has left because I see no reason why I've been with this team for a very long time. I've done what I need to do, and then you now bring a coach in our head and then have to be the assistant. I think Alex Nwora should have stuck on the job. He should have stayed on the job. MBF should have stuck with him, believed in him, and I think he would have done well. Yes, there were stories that our big guys like Farouk Aminu was injured and then he's trying to recuperate. I think there are other backstories to it because there are some players that want to be part of the whole setup. Yes, a lot of people didn't even know the backstory, but look at how our players were picked for the Olympics. He brought up 49 players to the camp. Meanwhile, they were training, he was talking to the players and giving them the hope that they will have a chance to get picked at the end of the day. But I don't think that's the truth because really he had already picked his own team for the Olympics even before the list was out for everyone.
Wow.
And all the NBA players were the players he know that he was going to stock with. The likes of Ike Rogo were training and thinking they would get a chance. They didn't get a chance. The likes of Ben, the likes of Ike Diogo who felt they'll play their last Olympics, they didn't get a chance. The worst of it is even Ike Diogo who is our captain.
Yes.
It's old, but we had a Luis Cola at the Argentina squad. 41 years of age, and how old is Ikeji? He's just in his late 30s. So I think a lot
of things went wrong indeed.
Selection problem was a big problem. You should have mixed up with the likes of Stan Okoye, the likes of Ikeji.
Mixed experience with youth.
Yes, experience with talent, with youth. You should have mixed it up. And you look at it, when we played against Italy, against Germany, we needed the experience when we were falling, because at the tail end was the third or the fourth quarter, when we needed people to stand up and then put the team together. It was like we're just falling. We didn't even know what to do.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yes, I mean, things more. So Mike Brown got his selection wrong.
Very wrong, yeah.
I think MBBS should have stuck with Alex Onwara. Whether or not, yes, he had his mistakes, but I think he would have learned from his mistakes. Looking at the Afro Basket, this is a team a tournament we've only won once. Just once.
Just once. That's sad.
And since then, we've not consolidated on it. 2017, we went close. I think this time around, we would have even gotten a chance of even winning it again. But we can't. When I even saw the list, I just knew we're not going to go far.
Okay, Queen. I wish we can continue with this discussion on and on, but finally we have to leave in the less 1 minute or thereabouts. The Tigress will be up for the women's Afro Basket in Yaoundé, Cameroon. That's this month, from 18th of September to 26th. They've been drawn alongside Angola, Mozambique, and as defending champions, we surely expect a better outing than we did at the Olympics, and also better than the Tigers at Kigali. But what are the chances?
Well, our chances are always good when it comes to the ladies. I think our confidence with the girls is even higher than the guys. But we didn't see the likes of Eve Nakato. I'm hoping she comes back, because the whole story of being injured and COVID, that's all lies anyway. That's all lies. I'm hoping that she'll be back, and I'm hoping that everything going on behind the scene will be put aside and then she gets to play, because she was really missing.
Yeah.
We really needed a very, very good front and back court, and then having her to protect our rim and also do the job off the opposite side of the court, we didn't get to see that. Rebounds and all that, we didn't get to see that. So hopefully we'll get to see her this time around. But I think we have a very good chance of defending our title.
Okay.
I know the Senegal are coming all out for us.
Okay. Really. All right. Thank you very much, Queen Mose, for joining us on World Sports this afternoon on Splash FM. It was great having you.
Thank you so much for having me.
Okay, guys, that was Queen Mosef, the media officer of Rivers Upas Basketball Club, taking time to talk to us about the Tigers outing at the Afro Basket in Kigali, Rwanda. It was a very terrible outing. And one thing she said that jumped at me was, Mike Brown playing the system of the Golden State Warriors, making threes. You don't have a Steph Curry in the team, but you want to continue playing threes. Don't worry, you guys will not have time to react to that, because I know there's a lot to unpack. But hey, time is not a friend. 08091551055, 08056998678, 0706949300. Of all the things we've talked about today, the performance of Nigeria against Liberia yesterday, the Afro Basket, NFF, MPFL, NNL, Editor Goye. You have phone lines to talk to us right now. 08091551055, 08056998678, 0706949300. I see comments from Abu Kasim on Facebook. We'll be taking that in a bit. But quickly talking about other sporting stories, ITTF African Championship 2021. That's table tennis, where Egypt were crowned women's team champion with a dominant 3-0 victory over Nigeria. They put up yet another spectacular performance to retain their title as the best women's team on the continent. In the men's team final, Egypt again fought tooth and nail to shrug up the pressure of the Nigerian pressure, led by Aruna Kodri, to win 3-2 to keep their men's team crown. Why always Egypt? Egypt against Nigeria. One day we'll break this stronghold, I should say.
Yeah, I think we did last time out, but I don't know. For the men, the women, I remember the Egyptians won for the women's game. They also had one of them win the individual game. But for the men, we had Aruna Kodri do well and the Nigerian team do well.
Hello, good afternoon. What's your name, please?
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Michael from Challenge.
Michael, let's go. What you have for us?
Yeah, my contribution is about the coming of bringing the judge into the NPFA.
Okay.
For me, if I'm going for you should keep pushing for a national job. Because coming into the league, I don't think he will survive it. He will just go like every other business.
National job without experience, Michael, without experience, would you have him? Hello, Michael? Okay, I think we lost the call. Michael is asking for Finidi to continue to push for national team job. Without the required experience to take a national team job? Hey, his opinion anyway. 08091551055, 08056998678, 0706949300. To the Paralympics, Team Nigeria ended its Tokyo 2020 Paralympic Games campaign this morning at the Tokyo Olympic Stadium, raking in one more gold and bronze medal to finish with 4 gold, 1 silver and 5 bronze medal. Lorita Onye started the closing day of Nigeria's contest by winning bronze in the women's F40 shot put event, and Flora Uguna brought icing on the cake with gold in the F54 javelin event. Kudos to the Nigerian Paralympic team who have, returned with plenty medals, more than the Olympics. We did at the Olympics where we had just 2 medals. In athletics, the Brussels Diamond League reigning African 100-meter hurdles queen Tobiloba Amuson yesterday ran 12.69 seconds to place second at the Allianz Memorial Van Damme in Brussels, Belgium. The penultimate meeting of the Wanda Diamond League meeting. The feat ensured that the petite 24-year-old not only qualified for the final event scheduled for Zurich in Switzerland, but the Nigerian also won $6,000 for her effort, finishing second in that race. She finished with the same time as Nadine Viesa, that's 12.69 seconds, but Viesa was awarded the first place ahead of Tobiloba Amuson. And Christian Mboma produced a powerful late surge to edge out Sherika Jackson in the star-studded women's 200-meter race at the Brussels Diamond League as well. Namibia's Mboma clocked, that's Christian Mboma, remember at the Olympics, she clocked 21.84 seconds to finish ahead of Jackson, and Britain's world champion Dina Asher-Smith. American Sha'Carri Richardson came in fourth with a time of 22.45 seconds, and double Olympic champion Ellen Thompson-Herah did not race after dropping out with Achilles injury. For Sha'Carri Richardson, from coming last at the last Diamond League,
Sha'Carri fourth.
Sha'Carri last, but Sha'Carri fourth this time around. And really kudos to Christian Mboma. I've got my eyes on this young Namibian. Impressive. She was at the Under-20 championship in Kenya just a couple of weeks ago. Lots of future is very bright for African athletics, where I see it.
And she also finished seconds at the Olympics.
At the Olympics too, yes, she did. And in tennis, US Open, Naomi Osaka says she would take another break from tennis after a US Open title defense ended in the 3rd round. Hello, good afternoon. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Hello. Michael from Challenge. Calling back.
Michael is calling back. I was asking you if you thought finishing the job without the experience could take on a national team job.
No, I think it can. Going for the under 17 or probably the under 20, I think it's still okay for him. But the MPFL is kind of it's going to be too tough for him. He can't do it. On my own contract, he can't do the MPFL job. Then, for the Super Eagles, yesterday, their performance was quite impressive. But going into the World Cup, I think they should be more. They need more. I don't know what I will call it now. You just need to be prepared. But I think with the kind of squad depth they have, we should be able to get to the quarterfinal of the World Cup. At least the quarterfinal. I know they can do it with the kind of squad they. So just up to the coach, when I saw he's ready to take on the challenge, and I think the boys will be able to do it.
Okay, thank you very much for calling, Michael. 08091551055, 08056998678, 0706949300. That's the number to reach us on this afternoon. I was talking about tennis US Open, where Naomi Osaka says she will take another break after she lost, surprisingly, to 18-year-old Leila Fernandez. She was saying something about how, Feromi, she says, when she wins, rather than feel happy, she feels some sort of relief.
Yeah.
And when she loses again, she's sad.
Yeah.
She feels that something is not right.
Yeah, something is definitely not right with her. It's not been now. Even before the Olympics, the last Grand Slam as well, she was not just there. And of course, just during the Olympics when she lost as well, the problem actually continued for her. She has actually came out to talk about the fact that she's having some, what's the word she used then? Mental stress or something at that point in time. But then I think, what she said is absolutely what she needs at this point in time. She definitely needs a break. You need to actually get yourself right in terms of physical fitness, number one, and also psychologically. I think it's more psychological than physical at this point in time. I think something is really wrong with her. I think she needs to, probably see a therapist to make things right for her at this point in time, because what is wrong with her is more of herself, of the way she thinks, than what, she actually plays on the the court. And I think, taking that break would actually probably go a long way in helping her, because I still feel she's still got a lot in her to actually deliver to the world, and we're hoping she can actually do that.
Uneasy, they say, lies the head that wears the golden crown. Maybe that's what we can, describe Naomi Osaka with right now. It's been difficult for her, really, and all the pressure. But I wonder how long she can stay indefinite from playing tennis before our sponsor starts to kick. I mean, the business part of the whole venture has to continue too. But of course, that's what she's saying at this point. After losing, she wants to take a break from tennis. The World Cup qualifiers in the European scene, Gary Bale says banning teams may be the best thing to do about racism from fans. This is the BBC Premier League update. When we return, I'll leave the guys to go ahead and give us what the bookies are saying again today.
BBC Premier League update from the home of Premier League football.
Hello, I'm Andy Barwell at the BBC Sports Centre. Premier League stars are away from their clubs this weekend, representing their nations at World Cup qualifiers for Qatar 2022. Liverpool's Andy Robertson is hoping his Scotland side bounce back from their midweek defeat at the hands of Denmark. Next up for Scotland is Moldova on Saturday, who on paper look to be the easy team to face before they take on the higher-ranked Austria. So does the Scotland captain think that the Austrian match is the one to concentrate on?
No, the next one is always the most important. I've been involved in squads that have not picked up points where we maybe should. We'll have our crowd back at Andon. I hope we have a really good turnout. For me, the next game's always the most important. It doesn't matter who you've got next or whatever happens. You can only look what's in front, and that's Moldova. So we need to try and put in a good performance, and we need to try and get the 3 points, and then we'll turn to Austria.
And the Leicester City striker Kelechi Iheanacho scored twice to help Nigeria to a 2-0 victory over Liberia in Africa qualifying. FIFA have opened disciplinary proceedings after England players were racially abused during Thursday night's World Cup qualifier in Hungary. Manchester City's Raheem Sterling was one of the players targeted. England captain Harry Kane was supportive of his teammates that marred an otherwise good 4-0 result, and for him in particular, after dedicating his new season to club side Tottenham Hotspur.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm always proud to wear this shirt. It was extremely proud doing what we've done in the summer. Of course, just to fall that last hurdle was hard to take, and I'm sure it's still in the mind of all the players and all the staff here and all the fans, but all we can do is dust ourselves down and go again.
And for more football news from the BBC, go to bbc.com/football.
BBC Premier League update from the home of Premier League football.
Okay, time for us to leave the studio, but not before we take a few comments on Facebook and then talk about the bookies. AY.
Yes, on Facebook. Remember, we are streaming live right there on our Facebook page. Just search for Splash FM 105.5 Ibadan. And of course, when you reach that page, click on live where you see the video, of course, to watch the guys right here in the studio. But we've got a lot of comments in the live stream. But then let me just take this one due to time constraint. This one is from Abu Kasim saying, good afternoon to you all in the studio. I'm enjoying your presentation. Kudos to the Super Eagles for yesterday's victory. How many teams will qualify in all the groups? I think we have about 9 or 10 groups, which is Super Eagles success. Okay, so it is only the group winners that will qualify for the next stage of the World Cup qualification series, where obviously to be players home and away between two teams that would eventually grab the ticket. I think we have 10 groups, not 9. I think we have 10 groups, and group winners will progress. And of course, that means we have a pair of 5 teams. 5 pairs of 2 teams each, and of course the winners would obviously grab the ticket to represent Africa right there at the World Cup. For the bookies, I dropped this on Sportbank yesterday, and I'll go at it again. It is quite maybe a bit technical, so you might as well just
go straight to the point.
Listen carefully. The 3 games I'm tipping for the weekend are these. Firstly, Faroe Islands at home against Denmark. I'm backing Denmark to win first half in this one. No, what's going on here?
Blessing, don't demoralize him.
So you know we are racing against time.
Go on.
I'm giving you odds.
Go on.
Not sure odds really, but at least Because in the game of football, nothing is sure.
Highlights and Denmark.
Belgium to win at home full time against Czech Republic. Yes, that's. Anyways, Belgium to win at home against Czech Republic. That's a full time victory for Belgium. And lastly, Poland away at San Marino. I'm backing Lewandowski's team to win at first half, not even the full time rather. So what I'm saying in essence is Denmark to win at first half, Poland to win at first half, Belgium to win at full time. Those are the 3 games I'm tipping for the weekend.
Yours, Fitz.
Oh, well, yeah. Yesterday, I dropped Medvedev, Evans, Tsitsipas, Diego Schwartzman to win a set. Yes, to win a set.
Why would Medvedev not
Nigeria,
win a set?
Liberia, straight win. Tunisia, Equatorial Guinea. So if you want from those, you should reach out to me. Now for today.
So did you hear that? Medvedev to win a set.
Latvia against Norway over 1.5. Finland against Kazakhstan over 1.5. Slovenia against Malta over 1.5.
Sunday.
Okay, I'll take the France Ukraine game.
This down.
I think the French are not in the best of form, so I think a draw, 1-1 draw.
A draw or X2?
Straight draw.
I mean,
straight draw.
Yes.
Wow.
Straight draw.
Wow, that's bold.
Okay, fair
I
enough.
love this.
Throw your heart in the ring.
Okay, definitely. I'm not like the other guys. I will go for a much more better games with high odds. Latvia against Norway. Over
a better game.
Yeah, it's actually
that was what I said too.
You can't really determine.
Latvia against Norway. What are you calling?
Over 1.5.
OJB.
And of course, Turkey against Gibraltar. I think I'll be going for over 2.5 in that one.
Over 2.5. Okay, we have all of this. We have all of this noted, and of course, we'll be dragging them if it doesn't come through at the end of the day. But guys, we have to leave. Thank you so much for being a part of World Sports. Thank you for being here. Tunde Adebajo,
thank you.
Prince Adedeji, Ayobami Animation. My name is Blessing Fowowe. Au revoir.
Past life and I work hard and I body work I bomb. You know the highway. Here is the highway. Omaka highway. Shalom na highway. Oh I'm the highway. To be on the highway. Man, the trouble, what up, and highway. Look on the wine me.